Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures. For a moment, I thought we would talk about the Dragon Trappers launch and new vampire conquistadors, which are a thing. Actually, it's a pretty nice thing when it looks in focus there. And for as mundane of army faction as a bunch of conquistadors would be, because he doesn't look very vampiric, and actually scales somewhat decently with the Wargames Atlantic stuff, if you are curious. Nope, that's not what I wanted to talk about, really. We talked about that now, and as this new faction from the Lodge starts ramping up and getting into the real crazy fun stuff, then we'll talk about it. But in the meantime, we need to talk about something else that they were cooking up. Recently, they put out a kind of Legends of Artifice type set, and it was just nothing but a bunch of constructs and golem type machinery, which is cool and all. But there was one of that set in particular of the various types. They had like extra planar constructs. There were like kind of Greco-Roman constructs. There were the kind of Japanese looking constructs, but that's not what I want to talk about today. What I want to talk about are the dwarf ones. The dwarf ones that the Lodge just put out, and I'm forgetting the actual official name, were really, really neat. And we're going to talk about why. Because number one, they're big. Number two, they're funky. And number three, they are absolutely, incredibly, truly modular. And that's not something we see with the Lodge all that often, but I wanted to point out a couple of things. So this is just a quick throw together one that we've got handy right here, and we'll break it down for you. First thing of note is, besides the poor cleaning job that I've done here, you'll notice that there are circular holes all throughout the torso and the legs. Why is that? So you can magnetize them. You'll notice that there's also sections on the head and on the shoulders. Oh, and the back as well. Other than looking like a little happy face. Why would those be there? Because they're for magnets. I love this head too. It's just weird. It's got a brain. It's got the big kind of dwarven crest on top. Reminds me of the one dude that worked with martial law for some reason. The old Kevin O'Neill comic. I'm hearing weird things outside. So yeah, this is kind of the generic Space Marine one. I don't have anything glued yet, but like I said, everything is totally modular. There are various backpack designs. As I show only one, that makes sense. I'm like, there's too many parts here in front of me, and that's why it's taking me a moment to figure out where I put it. There was a jetpack design if you wanted to go full-on Space Marine. There was a tattered flag if you wanted to go with a standard. In addition to that, we've got all kinds of fun little shoulder pads. So if you wanted to have cannons on there, if you wanted to watch everything fall apart since you didn't glue it, if you wanted to have rocket launchers on there, be my guest. Why not, right? And let's say you don't even want legs. Legs are boring. Legs are very 20th century. Why not go for tank treads, right? There weren't a whole lot of options for the torsos, I might add. We had basically two different types, and then we had the pre-posed with the big machine guns. But we had all kinds of close combat stuff. There were axes. There were halberds. I mean, these are dwarves after all. Hammers. Smaller axes. Shooty guns. Big explosive shooty guns. In fact, I was starting to build one right now, but I got sidetracked. Rocket fists, because if you really want to go with the full Mazinga style mech, you absolutely can. I'm thinking, why don't we do a full-on armor core fight, right? I was starting to build an AC basically here. And we haven't even looked at any of the head options besides the brain. I'm not even sure what this one's supposed to be. Oh, it's a beard. Duh. I'm like, they're dwarves, remember? This is what happens when you don't have any magnets handy. I'm like, I was going to order some, and I did not have a chance to yet. I like the bear head personally. I had another one somewhere. I didn't even print everything. But just the fact that we have all these options, that we have everything magnetized and, you know, magnetizable, I should say. It's not magnetized yet, but it's just cool that the option exists, and I'm happy to see that. The fact that we can mix and match and customize everything to our heart's content is always going to make me a happy camper. And like we also said, there's even more crazy stuff that the Lodge is cooking. I know they showed off recently some of their bug-themed stuff for their Silk Road set. I know I'll be there for that. Woo! But anyway, I thought these were really fun. I'm looking forward to getting some of them finished up as soon as I get some magnets so I don't have to glue everything down. Oh, and there were like character models as well. And the first thing I thought was, I'm totally painting these guys all up, including all of the mechs in Khador colors, 100%. Look at this. We've got cannons / mortars, machine guns, axes, power hammers, shields. You've got grappling fists. You know, you can use these as like power fists or claws or something. You've got everything you need if you wanted to just run these as something that they totally don't have to be. And the crazy thing is, this isn't even one of their army selections. Like I said, that's actually the Crimson Inquisition, or whatever our vampire friends were called here. This is just like a one-off RPG type thing. But the fact that we've got so much crazy parts from the Lodge, I'm absolutely here to enjoy it. Sadly, these ones, just playing around, at least so far in like the Slicer program, these mechs aren't really compatible with the other ones that they made, because that would have been really bonkers if that was the case. A lot of them have different connection points, and it just wouldn't have worked out in that sense. But it is still cool nonetheless that all the mechs that they came out with recently are all modular. So if you haven't had a chance, as always, we have that link down there below so you can give everything a good snooping around and take a good long look for yourself. Because, I mean, you know, nothing will suffice it better than, you know, sitting out there and taking a look for yourself rather than just listening to me ramble on. But hopefully I am going to get to these soon. I'm thinking, honestly, the beards and everything, it totally would be awesome Khador. Especially with the bear heads. Especially with the bear heads. I mean, they're pretty much steampunk anyway. Look at all the pipes and vents on them, you know? I'm like, I don't know, here, we'll slap on our backpacks like this for everybody, and we'll just call it a day and call them heavy warjacks, because, you know, obviously, it's Khador. This will be a Rulik auto mechanic guy that has come to the motherland. Because he likes working on big mechs. I don't know. I'm totally going to do it, and we'll see how that turns out. So hopefully we'll see some of this stuff show up painted in the near future, but that means I got to get around to painting all my other Khador stuff, which is taking longer than I like, but maybe that'll give me the kick in the pants that I need. So, with that said then, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here soon. Bye-bye.